Strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com. If you like what I do, go to patreon.com/StartingStrongman and pledge to let me keep doing these videos. You can also go to store.StartingStrongman.com and check out all the great products that we have for sale for everything for Strongman, including the new ebook, Strongman Training Camp by me and Josh Thigpen. Kind of goes over how to set up a training cycle for Strongman, like if you're competing at the Arnold Pro Strongwoman, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. There's, of course, the Arnold Pro Strongman, with athletes such as Hafthor Bjornsson, Mateusz Kielczykowski, Martins Lises, maybe, and many others. But on the other side, we have the Arnold Pro Strongwoman. It's in its fourth year now, I think. Yeah, I believe it's the fourth year. Past winners include Leifa Engels, Donna Moore, and Olga Lysychuk of the Ukraine won last year. So who qualified and how do people qualify? It's not the same setup as on the men, where every Arnold you go to, the top placing person qualifies, and then there's a wildcard system. It's somewhat similar, but it's not the same, where you do qualify from the various Arnolds. But where this is interesting is that not every, some shows the lightweight woman qualifies, at some shows the middleweight woman qualifies, and then it's an open weight show, but it's featuring, winners from weight classes where lightweight is 140 pounds, 63 kilos, I think, middleweight is 181 pounds, 81 kilos, and of course open. So there's only 10 competitors, so that's I think there's 12 this year. So that's a lot different setup than the Arnold Pro, because that would be the same as me as a lightweight male competitor, compete at 175 pounds, having to compete against Hafthor Bjornsson. Anyway, so how did people qualify? Olga qualified by winning the Arnold Pro Strongman last year, and the middleweight winner from the Arnold Amateur World Championships, Daniel Vahi of the United States, qualified through that. Anna Harappa, I'm going to mess that up, from Sweden, won the heavyweight to qualify. The Arnold South Africa, Rihanna Lovelace of England won in winning the middleweight class, even though she's a lightweight. Lucia Del Nochi of Australia won the middleweight to qualify through the Arnold Australia. Then strongest woman in the world is where the bulk of the athletes qualified. Jessica Fithen qualified by getting first. Brooke Sousa. So first 1 through 3 in these, each weight class qualified for that. So Jessica Fithen won, she qualified. Brooke Sousa got second to qualify. Brittany Cornelius got third to qualify. Bailey Duchesne of Canada in the middleweights qualified. Jessica Thieker of Canada qualified through the lightweights, and Christina Bengma of the United States qualified. And then at the Arnold Spain, Andrea Thompson won the heavyweight division to qualify. Those are your 12 competitors. I know a lot of people ask, where's Donna Moore? Donna Moore did not do any of the qualifiers. Kind of unfortunate. Obviously she should be there. Qualifying system, it's laid out in front. The athletes know it. I think it could be better. What I'd like to see going forward, if I could change anything, if anyone cares about my opinion, is just you do it the same as the men. There's 10 spots. Every Arnold, you compete at, whoever wins qualifies their own Pro Strongwoman, and then there's a point system for whoever went, to accumulate points throughout the year. Seems like a good setup on the men's side. I think it's good here. There's just, the Arnold Spain was probably the easiest one for, I think pretty much it was they wanted 2 qualifying spots for that for, Andrea and Donna, and it just wasn't happening because this was set the year, and no one, it is a good thing that rules aren't twisted for athletes and they're stuck to, but it's just a little harder to qualify. There's not as much sponsor support for Strongwomen as there is Strongmen, even though there should be, and that's where we are. So let's go on to the events. The events are Friday, a Rogue dumbbell clean and press for reps. It'll be 140 pounds. It'll be a 10-inch dumbbell. Fairly good weight. Maybe could be 150, but 140 is pretty fair. That will be an event where, obviously the middleweight and heavyweight competitors will shine. 140 is very heavy for a lightweight competitor. Friday also will have, this is an event we really don't know what's going on, tire flip / flipper. Athlete will have 60 ones, I think that means seconds, to flip a 500-pound tire or flipper back and forth as many flips as possible. So that means they're going to run, flip, run, go back, run. I don't like that setup instead of just flipping it. Seems pretty boring, and a 500-pound tire is super light for all these competitors. If they're using a flipper, I'd imagine it would be something like when Rogue built the Pig, which was a tire flip thingy. Now they have these, they're more like hay bale looking things that they use that are softer. So that's probably what they'd use, because there was a point where there was a thing called a Milo flipper, if you want to Google it. If I had more production value, I'd put a little picture right here to show you what it is, but I don't have time for that. I am considering, if this channel ever grows enough to support it, I would pay someone to edit these videos and put the little stuff in there. But if you want to do that, put in the comments. Maybe we'll work something out. But for now, just like and subscribe so someday this could get professional. But yeah, hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it's a real tire. Either way, I'm not a fan of that event. That's going to be a lot of reps. Then we go to a pretty standard moving event with a Rogue yoke walk into a Rogue farmers medley. Have you noticed that this contest is sponsored by Rogue? Good job, Rogue. Athlete will carry yoke 50 feet, then pick and carry farmers walk for 50 feet. Both implements must cross the line in the front. Unlimited drops allowed. 525-pound yoke, 230-pound farmers. I like that it's a two-part thing. That it's not complete speed event. 230 on Rogue farmers handles is pretty hard. Those things are slick, and it's a pretty low pick. So I'd say it's equivalent to 250 to 260 on easier handles. 525 is very light, I'd say. That one's going to be in the Strongman Arena. So that's going to be, I think, where the Hall C, I think that's where the amateurs are doing their stuff. The other two events I mentioned previously are on the Rogue strength stage. So those are the three events for Friday. And then we go Saturday to the truck tire deadlift. Athlete must pick up bar with full lockout, conventional style only. Athlete must wait for the up and down call for successful lift. 525 pounds. I've heard this is going to be an 18-inch pick. Not too sure. If that's the case, that's going to be a big old rep fest. Hopefully it's a little lower, 16-inch. But yeah, and here is what I think is the coolest event, is Atlas Stone over bar, 52 inches, which is a high height for most of the women. And they're going to do it last woman standing style. But wait, don't freak out. Not going to be like Worlds. You're going to get, there's a twist. It's not going to be where you eliminate the person. Let me explain. Here's what it says in the rule sheet. Athlete will do last woman standing style. Athlete in 10th place will load stone over bar. 2 athlete in 9th place based on overall results going into that event. Athlete will continue back and forth. I load it, you load it, I load it, you load it, you get it, until one athlete fails. Then the next athlete jumps in 8th place, etc. Athlete with the most stones loaded over bar wins the event. So it's still going to be scored on reps. Athlete will have 30 seconds to load stone over the bar. That seems like way too much time to me. Way too much time. 30 seconds, that event will take forever. At least there's only 10 athletes. No tacky allowed. But will they allow spray tacky? I'm sure people will still use it. 240 pounds, which is light. But if it's a brand new stone, it's a high height. Definitely going to be a lot of reps, but that'll be a fun one to watch. And because someone will end up the last person standing, but it doesn't mean that they won the event. Because they're going to tally up whoever, throughout that. Like, you might have been out by the 6th place person, but you loaded it, let's say, 26 times and no one else came close, you win the event. You get the most points in that event, standard style. I like that. The one thing that I've seen mentioned is, what if first place just like loads one over, and then the person who's just fought up the whole time, they're just gassed and they've done 20 something and they're done. And that's a possibility, but I think first place would then just keep going by themselves with someone rolling it back to them, or they'd have to walk around or whatever, which I think makes it harder mentally, but that's something you have to deal with. So I like that event. Minimum of $10,000 in prize money. And the interesting thing is that there's a $100 entry fee. I wonder if Hather Bjornsson pays to enter the Arnold. I bet he doesn't. Anyways, I think this is a great contest. You could say it's the most prestigious contest in Strongwoman, as it's the hardest to qualify for. The knocks against it are, I think the events are lighter in general than, because they have to accommodate every weight class athlete in it. And that, so it's kind of tough in that aspect, and that it's not, it's not the 10, like, here's 1 through 10, the strongest woman in the world. You're qualifying through various weight classes. I think the qualifiers should just be open weight. Nothing against the lighter competitors. I'm a lighter male competitor. I'm happy that they get to showcase their strength on a bigger stage. But if we're going to call, if we're trying to do a world championship, it should just be the 10 strongest, unless there's also a weight class for that. And we've seen in the past, the first year Leifa Engels won, and she was from a lighter weight class. It doesn't mean you can't. But most of those women in, the middleweight or whatever classes that have qualified and are going to do good could also qualify in an open weight class. So just make it the best, people. It's the 4th year. Thanks, of course, to Strongman Corporation for putting this on, for Rogue and sponsoring it and giving it a showcase. And Strongman continues to grow, and I'm happy to see it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and who you think is going to win based on these events. And, of course, hit like and subscribe, and so I can someday make more professional videos with little infographics. Like, here's a picture. Here's a little drop-down thing. Pew, pew, pew.